can't see.
It's okay, I can see. We're live.
We're live.
We are live. Hey, what is going on today, guys? We have a sort of special edition for you guys. This is Forged by the Sea. We got Senior Chief from the Navy office here today. We got some interview questions for him, as well as whatever you guys have to ask him. As you're tuning in, go ahead and go to YouTube on our live video. Obviously, we posted the link on Facebook and Twitter. So just go in there, hit the link, go to YouTube, type in those questions. We have our own as well to kind of keep the ball rolling a little bit. But without further ado,
come on down. Welcome to Prime Time, Right Time. Welcome back, everyone. You know what it is, Forged by the Sea. We have with us a special guest. Please introduce yourself to the viewers. One of these microphones.
Oh. You want me to use yours here?
Oh, yeah, just get real close.
Right. No, so they call me Senior Chief Brandau, but I'm an aviation bosun's mate.
Okay.
I launch aircraft off the flight deck, recover off the flight deck. So
recover.
Recover. So the planes
fall.
come. Oh yeah, they come in. They just slap on the deck. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No. Basically, it's a cable. It's about that big around, and a tail hook that's about that big around. Recovers an aircraft about 55,000 pounds in about 280 feet.
Does it ever just like drop off the boat? Does that ever happen?
But funny story, yes, and it happened.
Yeah.
You can go on YouTube, Nimitz cod recovery.
Wow.
It happened in 2003, and I was on the Nimitz, and President Boys and Aries was on board, and the staff, and they were trying to take pictures as we're taking them off, and the planes hanging off the side of the ship.
Awesome. I hope that guy can swim.
Well, no, we got them off. We recovered the aircraft safely because, well, once again, our training took place, and immediately we were on it, wrapping it down, and saved the plane, saved everybody. No issues. No issues.
Wow.
Yeah, because you guys are probably trained for situations such as that very thing.
Oh
yes, we are immediately. So
that's pretty good.
Practice how you fight. So we practice a lot.
Okay, well, let's get into it. We have a lot of questions. If you guys have any, write them in. Whatever social media platform you're on, write them in. We'll see it, and we got you. First question: how long have you been in the Navy?
So I've been in the Navy for all my blooming life, and the fellow chiefs out there know exactly what I'm talking about. But I've been in the Navy. Blew me.
Okay.
So about 20 and a half years.
Wow, 20 years. Okay. What was your motivation to join the Navy out of all the other branches? Why Navy?
Well, the Navy was the only one that were in the office at the time.
That sounds about right. Everyone's never there.
That is true.
So we talked quite a little bit about what your job is. If you can say what your MOS code is, plus what you're doing recruiting now for the Navy.
So my MOS code, it's a 9585.
Okay.
Is basically what it is. It's just a canvasser recruiter, but I'm also an officer recruiter. So I do enlisted, I do officer side, and then I also manage and help out the office and the other fellow recruiters that are there, and make sure that we run the debt pool and make sure that people that are in the debt pool are able to, meet all the needs and the training that they need before they go to boot camp.
Okay. So you do recruit officers and people with bachelor's degrees?
Oh, yes, 100%. So, definitely look for doctors. Always.
Yeah, I know we recruit for bachelor's and doctors as well. I'm glad to hear the Navy's doing that as well. I'm not sure about the other branches that they do. I hope to learn, through this, but that's pretty good news. Did you choose recruiting, or did they chose you?
So this is my second time around recruiting.
Okay.
So this time they kind of chose me.
He's experienced.
I was experienced, yes.
Okay.
But on top of that, it was a time where I'm trying to retire as well.
Yes.
So by the time I'll have 23 years in, by the time I retire, and got a little nice little plush. Little 10 acres sitting over to the
beautiful
side.
10 acres.
So
he is a higher rank. Okay, so do you mind telling him your rank and things like that? Maybe talking about that.
Okay, so senior chief petty officer. Okay, so it's just E8 in the regular services.
He's high up.
It's high up. Like second highest enlisted rank that you can obtain. So I did that in approximately 18 and a half years. What I made
That's pretty good.
So
okay. This is going to be a long question, obviously, so try to answer it a little bit short version. Where have you been in the Navy?
So I've hit 48 states.
Okay.
Hit them all. traveling, going to schools, etc., etc.
Mhm.
And then I've been to approximately 13 different countries.
Okay.
So Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea, let's see here, Australia, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, Dubai,
Wow.
Bahrain. So, and the list goes on. India, I've been to India a couple of times. I've been down to South Africa, around the Horn, South America. I've been around the world, and then even Sicily. You know the pizzas over there. When they say pizza, there's nothing on them. Like it's sauce with like meat. And it's like super thin crust.
Oh, we need to talk about New York pizza. We need to educate them.
Greasy pizza.
That's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people have fears in the Navy or even the military in general about traveling. Now, you've done all that.
Yes.
Do you regret that traveling, or you hated it, or anything like that?
No, I loved every single time I went to a port. It was a new experience because I was able to experience the food, the populations, the cultures, and what other people are doing. So it was a phenomenal time, especially when I went to Dubai. You know, from the first time I went to Dubai in 2000 to now is totally different. Beautiful, glorious place. So there's no other place where I could go snowboarding in the morning, sand surfing in the afternoon, sitting in the hot tubs in the evening. You know, it's a phenomenal place.
Okay, so it's actually worth it then.
Oh, most definitely.
All right. So a lot of people understand, Navy and Marines, Marines Department of Navy, whatever. Can you explain the difference between the Marines and the Navy?
Well, so of course the Marines out there are going to say they're the men's department. Ha ha ha, Department of, right? But no, the Marines, they are the people who, are amphibious assault. Okay. So we'll take them in, we'll drop them off, and honestly, they'll do
their thing,
the fighting, and they'll go in there, they'll divide and conquer, and then they'll come back and we'll recover them, and then we also do aircraft launch and support to prevent any of them from getting hurt unnecessarily, and we all do our part. Army does their part, Air Force does their part. Navy does theirs, and we all support each other.
Navy's very crucial. If you look at history with Britain, why they were the most strongest country back in the day is because of their Navy.
Because of the Navy.
So that's a big thing, okay, as Navy. And you're a key point in the cog in the wheel, however you want to say it, right? What is the greatest thing about being in the Navy for you? The one thing that makes it the best?
So the best is like most of the other services. It's the camaraderie that you have. That's true. Okay. Yes. Do I love my job? Wholeheartedly love my job.
I'm sure there are some things like us that you may want to change as well. Like, I love my job thoroughly, but there are some things about it that I don't like.
Well, of course, it's a job like everywhere. There's going to be days that it's miserable because there's somebody that is going through something in their life, and you're just like, that is horrible, and you have to help them.
Yeah.
And yes, there are those days, but I have more good days than there are bad days, honestly.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Why is the Army the best branch?
Good Lord, have mercy on your soul. No. We'll definitely say that the Navy's the best branch, but because
no comment. That's too easy, man. So let me ask you this. You've done a lot. You have a lot more years than probably all us put together, right? So what is probably the coolest thing you've done in your career?
So the coolest thing I've done in my career was I loved Australia. I went to Perth, Australia, and
down under.
Down under. They just jump on the Barbie and all that kind of good stuff. But it was the culture down there. I had a blast. Once again, it was just one of those things where I went, got on the train, went halfway across Australia, and then came back. Got to see many different things, weird animals.
Yeah.
Down there, they have the weird animals down there. The Tasmanian devils, kangaroos. Got to see it all. So it was probably one of the better times. Yeah. Was when I got to see it in Australia.
I've worked with the Australian Army as well as the Czech Republic Army, and those dudes just remind me of Vikings. They're tatted up, swole, 8'3",
and drinking like gallons of beer at a time. That doesn't even affect them.
Yeah, they just remind me of Vikings. They're really cool people, man. So I know we're gonna hit to it. Let's get to it, okay? We all know that the Army should have won that football game versus the Navy.
Oh Lord,
we all know it. We all know it now. I need my viewers to support. So how do you everyone make a comment?
So how many games does the Navy won compared to the Army?
Okay, now you talk about history. See,
Once again, history repeats itself. The Navy wins. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, next year will be more interesting. I mean, we got a little trip and falls. You know what I mean? It happens.
It happens.
But
10
I'm just
years
saying,
running.
that should have been ours. That should
Hey,
have been
a
ours.
perfect record is perfect record. We don't have to tell people that we lost.
Exactly, man. So, is there anything, okay, in your office, let's say, working with your sailors, right? That's the best term I want to use.
Right.
You know,
Future sailors, yes.
Future sailors. You're very experienced, very knowledgeable. When you're looking at them, what is probably the number one advice you give people about joining the Navy?
Listen to what the recruiters are saying. I mean, honestly, and back in the day, they had that charismatic where the recruiters were like, "I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Yeah.
There's days that are horrible, and there's days that are the best days of my life. But once again, it's a job. It's one of the best jobs I've had. And I come from Iowa originally.
Yep.
My dad still farms about 850 acres or so. So you want to talk about, working hard? He is one of the hardest working men that I know to this day. And, well, I needed to see something else.
Yeah.
So
you're doing the Navy.
I'm
Okay.
doing the Navy.
Wow. So coming from, you said Iowa and things like that, was the Navy a shock for you? Coming from maybe a countryside of the aspects to...
So, yeah, meeting different cultures and everything,
Exactly.
it definitely was because, once again, we had 2 or 3 different cultures in my school.
Mhm.
Primarily were white, but
Mhm.
It was a huge shock to me on terminology and
Yep.
how people, interact with each other. So it was definitely a big learning curve. But I wouldn't change it for the life of me. Like
Okay.
it was one of the best. Like I said, it's still the best experience. Meeting new people, weird people like
Yes.
him. Just exotic.
Nah. So let me ask you this though. I'm on this. If this is political, I think I might avoid it. But I'm always curious on. You have 20 years and very experienced, higher ranking individual. Do you believe that like maybe every person in America should at least serve 2 years, like every male or female? Do you believe people should do that?
Not mandatory, obviously, because
not mandatory,
that dips
but-
into a weird kind of conversation. But
Yeah. But do you think it would better people, make them maybe stronger, weaker? What do you think
Well,
about that?
honestly, I think it would make the population stronger as a whole. It would build the camaraderie, and once again, to see how the different forces interact with each other. I mean, honestly, Army, Navy, we give each other banter and everything else like that, but
Brothers in arms.
All the way. Same thing with the Marines and the Air
Yeah.
Force. The sisters, we'll forgive them.
Man, I gotta get them on the show. They're just too scared, man. The Air Force is too scared. I'm trying, viewers. I promise you, I'll get the Air Force on. I gotta get them out of their chairs.
We're gonna cheer for you. We have to get them all. We'll get us all together.
Oh, that'd be funny, like Gray and all them. That'd be good. You know what? We'll do that. I'll tell you what. Next month we'll get them all together and we'll have what's that show, man? Good Morning America or something where they all sit and panel.
Yeah, on panel or
The View or whatever.
The View. There you go.
We'll do a spoof of that. So, I do want to thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Very important to show, branch getting along and also learning about different types. We as recruiters always tell people, talk to everyone and then make your choice. Okay.
Yes.
Really
100%. The knowledgeable man is probably the smartest man that you'll have because they went out and they found out what works best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And or woman, both.
Yeah. So don't be shy. Don't think we're trying to not let you talk to anyone. No, talk to them.
Talk to everybody.
Say go. Okay. So that's why I do want to thank you for coming on the show, educating people what the Navy's out there, what you've done, things like that, and the differences between the branches.
Yes.
Is there any closing comments you want to give advice to anybody thinking about the Navy or last minute comments?
So if you're thinking about the Navy, come on down to the Bend office, and or your local recruiting office. We'll sit down, we'll talk with you, we'll tell you about the Navy, and if it's your cup of tea, then you proceed. If not, well, good luck to you. Yeah, the Army's ready for you.
I'm ready.
But, we're here to help you out, and all we're going to give you is information.
Yep.
Knowledge. Knowledge is power. Come and get some knowledge.
Yeah. March to Success, other posters, things.
Our Navy ones are right in
Navy
the center.
challenge.
Yeah. Maybe a little Navy football.
Hey,
They had to brag.
Army Navy game.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said Army first, so obviously it's better.
Oh.
alphabetical order. I was just giving you some credit.
But hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. You are loyal Primetime fans. We appreciate it. Please share, subscribe, let people know. We're here to help educate and just communicate to the community. So if you ever just want to talk, ask questions, there's no obligations. You just want to see what's out there for you, especially in time of crisis, no job. We're here. So thank you for watching us. Primetime, Right Time. We'll see you tomorrow.